green light. And we're good to go. Yeah, coming back. Okay. So we're going to kind of take our time through these. Make sure that if you have questions, if you're asking them, don't think that you have to wait to ask your question because maybe you get it later. That never happens. Right? I don't know if you've done that. Like, I'm just going to wait, see if I get it later on. No. So here's what we're doing today. Make sure that you understand how to use the like basis to solve equations. Use logarithms to solve exponential equations. Defining logarithms. It's all solving equations, guys. It's all solving equations. There's just different types of them, okay? Okay. I smoke corn nuts. Why do I smoke corn nuts? Just corn nuts. Maybe it's because I'm craving some. You like corn nuts? Barbecue, ranch, I don't care. All of them. Except the originals. The originals are okay, but I like a little bit of season on them. You like the ranch ones? The barbecues are good too.
Because when my brother smells it, he throws up. So it just annoys me because we can't get any on the road trip because he's with us. It's like,
That's great. Sounds like we're good here?
no.
No. Less talking, more writing. Thank you. What'd you give her?
It's normal.
Wait, Lily, how do you know that?
Well, you know, the same water that comes out of the faucet goes into the toilet.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, really?
what do you think? There's like 2 reservoirs or something? Did you get that from the fountain? All right, we're moving on. So, here is the first thing that you want to try to do, is that you want to try to make both sides be the same. For example, if I had some equation that had the same base, 2 different exponents, okay? I want to try to make my equation look like that because if you think about this, if I have 2 sides of the equation that are equal, the bases are the same, then what can you say about the exponents? They're also the same, right? So that's going to allow you to sometimes be able to create some type of equation that you can solve that might be linear in nature or quadratic. But that's going to be one of the methods that we use here.
Yeah.
I read that as philosophers.
Philippines is F.
Listen, check. Take the Popeyes and get a chicken sandwich. It wasn't that great.
Yeah, the Popeyes. Yeah, for the price, I'd go back for it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was a bad sandwich,
Right.
but people were like dying
For it. And I
for a
like
chicken
that.
sandwich. Like,
Our staff photos are really
okay,
They have them in it. Just look like a light.
so here we go. Waterfalls. So now that we have that rule, here's our first example. Is there some way that I can express 125 to have a base of 5 with some exponent? What is it? It's 5 to the third. So this would mean 3x minus 6 is equal to 5 to the third. Is that true? Now if this is true, then that means that 3x minus 6 is equal to 3, correct? So I can solve this equation to find x. So I'm going to add 6. And now this is just linear stuff, man. What's x equal to?
3.
It used to be 12, but then math didn't work. So here's our value for x. Pretty cool rule, yeah? What's that? I can't hear you because there's people having conversations on the side. Go ahead.
Did you take the 3 out on the 3x minus 6?
Did I take the 3 out? Where?
Like at the very beginning.
At the very beginning? You mean factor it out?
Yeah.
You could, but I mean, you're gonna end up distributed anyway.
But what did you get to do?
No. Here. Can I get rid of this? You guys, tell you what I'll do. I'll do one of these. Oopale. So, here's one of the suggestions that we got. 3x minus 2. You're still going to have to take this to do that. Right? Correct? That means that 3x minus 2 is equal to 3. Divide by 3. That's going to give me 1. So I've got x minus 2 is equal to 1. Add 2 to both sides. X is still 3. So the math will always take care of itself. How about that? Waterfalls. Just the expectation, remind you guys, as we're doing this, please keep your conversations down. Because people are asking things, it makes it much more harder for me to listen to them or to try to answer them if we're having all these talks. So, good job, De Silva. It's a good job, De Silva. Show them how it's done. Questions on this one? Can I change it now? All right, cool. Here, you try. Thanks for giving me a harder one.
Thank you, Mr. Munoz.
Please, can I have another?
Yes.
Please, sir, can I have some more? Hey guys, if you lose something, you need to let me know. Because I have stuff that people lose. And after 3 months, if you don't claim it, it becomes my property by law. So, like, as much as I would like to not tell you, I would not feel very nice about it. I would not feel good about it. Oh! Can you give me the last 4 numbers to verify?
Yeah.
Same. So I think that the base that they share is 2. So I'm going to take 8 and convert it to 2 to the third. 4 is going to get converted to 2 to the second. Then what we have here are simply 2 bases with some exponents. So now we're just going to use our power rule, or power of a power rule. That's 3 times x plus 2 is equal to 2 times x minus 3. And that's the equation you want to solve. You should get negative 12. You missed, you get 3 push-ups.
Yeah, no, I can't do push-ups anymore. My arms are noodles.
My arms are noodles. Soggy noodles. Al dente noodles.
I did it. I'm so proud of you. That was actually Lily's notebook. And just get everyone sick.
Sounds like we're good? Okay. Sometimes you're going to get stuff like this right here. And in order to do a problem like this, you're going to have to make... Huh? So how about you let me finish, and then you can ask me that, or say that later. Sometimes you're going to have to make these problems harder to make them easier for you. Okay? So, what? I heard someone whisper something. All right. Anyway, I thought I heard someone say natural log. So yeah, what we're gonna do in this case is we're gonna introduce natural log. Like, why would you do that when you know this is make it harder? Here's the reason. So now this is gonna become ln 5x. Why did I use red? And we're gonna introduce. So if I do it to one side, got to do it to the other side, right? Now, question is, why did I choose this? Well, obviously, just by looking at that power by itself, there's not some number that you can say, that's the one right here, right? Yvonne? But I do know that there's this rule, and I think we've kind of talked about it a little bit, that if I have some logarithm that has a power, I can take that exponent and kick it to the front. You guys remember that rule? That's the reason I did that, because now I can take this x to the front, right? So now what I have here is x times ln 5, and that's going to equal ln 134. What's my plan at this point, guys? If I want to get x by itself?
Don't you like divide?
Yeah, divide both sides by this number called ln 5. So this is going to give me a 1. So x will be equal to the quotient of ln 134 over ln 5. And my calculator can do that for me if I need the actual number.
With the LNs cancel out.
No, ln's don't cancel out. You're not going to get 134 divided by 5. That's different. Remember, these are calls for log for exponents, so the rules don't necessarily apply the same way.
So they're like different.
Who's got this for me, yo? What'd you get?
3.04. How far do you want me to go?
I just did approximate 3.04. Please be careful with the instructions in math lab, Mills, because sometimes it'll say write in a reduced fraction or an integer. If that's what it asks for, then this is the accurate solution. Now, if it says type in a decimal that's rounded to something, then you can go with that number here. but sometimes it's going to want the exact. You leave it as ln 134 over ln 5. If it wants a rounded solution, then you probably want to go with whatever that rounds to. What's up?
Couldn't you just do log base 5 in front of that?
Yeah, you can, because you understand how logs work.
I don't wait.
No, we're not going to go there. You're good.
Why did you never write in Christmas?
Say that again?
Very offended. You never write in See the Christmas colors?
It's too far from me.
Yeah.
You know why?
Absolutely.
How do you
Um,
log though? No, but how do you
Wait a minute. Say that one more time. Hold on. Repeat what you just said. Can I just do... I heard myself repeating what you said.
Log base 5. 134.
No.
But I didn't get the same answer. So if I do log
But this
base
is a
5,
natural log, which means it's log base D
But it's the
5.
same.
yeah, but can I just like write out what I'm?
Oh no, you're right. I take that back. We introduced natural log. So if you went from here, yes, never mind. You're good. Carry on. You're good. Carry on. I went and looked over, I saw the L and I'm like, wait a minute, but we introduced the L, so you're
You
okay.
can introduce any log you want.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then,
Well, think about this. When we're solving equations, think about systems, right? When we're trying to get them to be the same, we introduce numbers, whatever we wanted, right? What's the golden rule say though? Whatever you do to one side, you gotta do the other side. So you can introduce log base 5 if you wanted to. Why would make that harder? I don't know, but okay.
So I can do it all as long as
If you wanted to. But then that's gonna actually complicate things. But I mean we have calculators, so it'll do most of the work for us. Okay? Thank you. Waterfalls. I am gonna point this out because it's a good thing to know, especially in the world of calculators that we live in. A lot of these things that we're doing are like outdated kind of techniques because that's kind of the tools that we had. We have calculators now that are doing much more work for us. Jufrey's suggestion was, well, couldn't I just convert this into a log base 5, 134, which equals x, put that into my log base in my calculator and do that? Yes, you can. Exactly. So props to Jufrey. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? And that's I gotta give a shout out. So yeah, you could have just done that. You would have got the same thing. Okay? Just throwing that out there. You try.
How many zeros? That's 3 zeros. 3.9. 3.9.
Oh, is that the log of 8,000? I think that's only good again. Isn't that the only good?
It'd be crazy over there.
Got you playing with all that wood?
No, that's not even like that. I just low concrete push carts.
The concrete.
Yeah, 94 pounds, sir.
100-pound bag.
That's how it goes.
That's not
And the people at Home Depot are like assholes, man. I'm sorry.
We'll talk later. Hey, but that's a job. Welcome to the real world.
And
You just got a taste.
Because like they charge $15 for the pallet, and they're like, nah, I don't want to pay $15. But if you bring the pallet back, you get your $15 back. And they're
And that's free.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing too. I'm like, more than likely, I'm not coming back with your pallet, and I'm out 50 bucks. It's probably gonna end up in a bonfire or something. All right, so let's get over here to this one. I did wanna, because I'm thinking in my mind right now. Oh yeah, thank you. What would be the benefits of just going logarithm? If you mistype something in your calculator and you get the wrong answer, when you turn your work in, since there's no work there and you got it wrong, there's no way I can give you points back.
What if you write it on a paper?
Well, then you can get points back.
That's what he's saying.
I've had her update.
All right, it's okay. It's only been the morning though, but. So the way that they're asking you to do this is to introduce log, because this is a 10, right? And if we do log, what's my base on that? That is 10. So 3 zeros. So this would be kind of opposite of itself, and you would just end up with log 8,000. And the calculator will do that one for you as well. But if you have this and you're showing this versus just some number, then this will get you some credit probably, while just an answer from the calculator will not. Cool? How are we feeling about logarithms? Here's a challenge one for you, brah. Here's a little challenge for you. I need to take this before I forget. Guys, focus on this problem, please. Reese,
Oh, here.
Avery,
Here.
Maddie,
Here.
Merrick, Kennedy, Da Silva, Nick, Jade, Lauren, Taker, Yvonne, Sharice, MJ, Sebastian, Omar, Lily, Riley, Haley, Raul, Malia, Clay, Scholes, Isaac Philippe, Corbin, Aileen, Lorenzo, Michaela, no Michaela, and Soraya. Call me in Mexico from now on.
That's right.
No, it's because your last name. You get it?
Arizona Mills.
Oh, that's so third grade.
Why are you telling me that? I didn't make the joke.
I know my favorite mall.
I thought it was gonna be funny.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry. It was like a.
I didn't do any work. It's just like a chuckle kind of joke. It's just like,
Yeah.
like a.
Sorry. I know you got more. You got more potential than that.
Just sit there.
You can do better.
Yes.
Go back to the drawing board and read it out.
Alright, guys. Next joke. What do you guys got? All in blue.
I know we can do it. You can just call her Haley from now on.
Haley?
Because like her last name is Mills, get it?
Color wood. Wood Hills. Let's call her Wind. That's the move. Wind.
You guys are done? What are you guys thinking? Where's that guy go? Ow!
There's gotta be.
Cupcaker. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. See? Remember, we've got some now. This one is like you're dropping your money. A little bit harder because the bases aren't the same. So it's not like we can just transform those bases, right? So we're gonna have to figure out a way to isolate x. It's not gonna be very nice if I leave them up top. So we're gonna try to kick them to the front. And the only way to do that is by introducing ln. Not necessarily, you could do log, but ln is shorter. So I'm going to introduce ln 3, 2x minus 1, ln 7, x plus 1. What that's going to allow me to do is to take this and write it as a coefficient 2x minus 1, ln 3. That's going to equal x plus 1, ln 7. Okay? So what do we do at this point? Use our, which property?
Division.
You know, this is property of division. Have you never heard of that?
The power,
Multiplicative inverse.
What?
You're just throwing vocab at me. Distributive property. We're going to distribute that. So what are we going to get here? ln, is it 6x? Is that 6x?
Oh, the entire. Okay.
No, can't do that. Can't do that. We're going to end up, because remember, it's two different numbers. So we're just going to get,
How are you doing that together?
we're going to get 2x ln 3 minus ln 3. Right? And then over here, we're going to get x ln 7 plus ln 7. I just want to make some of the values pop there.
So you're multiplying everything by
Well, what do we do? What do we usually do when we're trying to solve for x? We get all the x's on and whatever doesn't on the other. So here's what we're going to get. We're going to get 2x ln 3 minus x ln 7. That's going to equal ln 7 plus ln 3. Right? What can I do from these guys?
Wait, what did you just
This guy went that way. This guy went that way.
Yes.
X is on one side, whatever's not on the other. We're after x, right? So what should we do?
Distribute it.
The opposite.
Yeah, pluck it out.
What's the word for that? Factor it out. So when we factor out x, we're left with 2 ln 3 minus ln 7. Yeah? That equals ln 7 plus ln 3. What's my final step here? Divide by ln 3 to the second minus ln 7. Do it to the other side.
Why does that become L?
So ln 9
Back over.
minus ln 7. That becomes 1. And there's x.
Because.
What's 3 squared? That's 9, right?
Wait, did you
I kind of snuck some moves in there.
Yeah, I was like, wait,
Power thingy.
This became, because of the power thingy, this became, I like that, became 3 to the second. And then over here became ln 9.
Alright, let's do the full page. Not like that.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's it.
Party every 3 days. Or so. Every day or every week. You know what's tight? What if you any coffee company?
Where did that 2x come from? Did I not grab that? That's weird.
I lift wood, I lift plywood. I had a dream last night, I was working
Kennedy?
at fries.
Thank you.
I work at fries. But it was like 6 weeks. honestly, I would much rather work at Lowe's. But you gotta be 18 over there.
Oh, do you?
I don't know. It's
Now I gotta go buy No, I don't know about it. I am uncultured. Come on. I am uncultured. It's fine. Yeah, it's good. Ready? No.
Cue the outro.
Do the outro.
Okay, I'm good.
Go! Solve for X. Solve for X, please. There's a couple ways you can do this, peeps. Yeah, you will, and you'll be like, what the? Especially you, since you thought of the last way to make the last problem easier. Exactly.
I had 7 overlogs. Is that also what you guys got?
I got it.
Because that's what makes it work. Something that's
Vote on me. How dare you?
Oh, I see how you got it.
Partner, which marker? Oh, sorry. Was it my face that made you do that? You should rise because you fell You really surprised me. You're always
Yeah?
It's a nice one for a session. It's like when you add super letters to
Waterfalls. Hey, did anybody take this to the second base? Did anybody use it? I'm gonna do something that I wouldn't recommend, but you could do this. You can go 2 log base 2 x minus 4 equals 2 to the third. Right? Take everything to an exponent. Reason? Reason? What happens with this? Gone. So you got x minus 4 equals.
No, that's not that. No. Hold on.
You do it like that.
Now, that's the extreme way to do it. This is like show off kind of thing. What I would recommend you do, I think Skulls, you did it first, is just convert it. What's my base?
2.
What's my exponent on that 2? 3, and the answer should be x minus 4. That's just 8.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you have to like do the whole thing.
I did. There it is.
I don't understand it. I like to learn graphing. I can do graphics.
You remember this conversion? That's what we did. So my base is a 2, exponent is 3, and the answer is x minus 4.
I really don't like the.
If you know the rules, you can play the game.
I prefer to cheat. I just feel like I didn't know the rules. Time limit now.
We're good? There it is.
Oh.
That's the easy way.
You're really good at it. You're really good.
How do you cheat? Just get rid of your cards. Just start hiding your cards.
You ready for another go? We're gonna run out of time, so I gotta go to some harder ones.
So I said, that's not a candle. That's not a wine.
I'm gonna go to this one.
Stop.
Oh my god!
So, here's what I'm gonna do on this one. Just watch me do this real quick, because that way we can get to this other one, and then I'll let you do that one. First thing, divide 4, right? So I've got ln 3x equals 2. To get rid of this ln, I'm going to take everything to the base of e. That'll be gone, so I've got 3x is equal to e to the second. Finally, just divide by 3, and then we're good to go. Okay? Questions there?
Whatever E squared is.
Yeah, e is 2.71, blah, 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 blah. That's accurate. If they want a rounded number, then put in your calculator. Okay. I'll let you guys copy that.
So get this.
The first thing was
That class, learning English, and I'm like,
I'm just saying.
what?
Okay, sounds like we're good.
I was like,
Okay, this is a little tougher. A little tougher here. So I've got log x plus log of the quantity x minus 3 is equal to 1. Okay. Yeah, so we can combine those, right? Remember, this is the sum of two logs, which means I could just make this log the product of two things. So this is x times x minus 3. That should equal 1. To get rid of this log, I can take everything to the base of 10. That makes this gone. So I've got x squared minus 3x equal to 10. X squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. Factor it, solve it, you're good to go. Okay? Questions here? Cool. Let's go to... Oh! Just since there's some time. Don't shit on me. Don't shit on me.
Ooh, am I wrong?
It sounds great. Listen, what did you say to me? No, you have to say it first. You should, and then I say, don't shit on me. Should.
That's like the Arizona.
Ooh, you said a potty bird.
I thought it was funny. Calm down here. Oh, wait, you're not. I heard it in college and we all went, Now you were saying about buzzers? Working on that. Working on that. I had an easy button, it died, but I'm working on that. There's a system that lets me do it, but it wasn't that nice, so I'm still looking for it. But I don't want to pay for something. It's taking me a while. But it's not just that, it's people that ask questions. Like that don't get it for it. Working on that. Alright, looks like we're good. Here you go. All for you. All for you. Yes, we do.
You only believe.
Yeah, the alarm hasn't even gone off. You're good. It's about to go off.
So we could do L and 7x minus.
Dude, I don't like working with L.
It looks bad. It's really not.
Oh, that's what I meant. There's a scary
No, don't. Unless they knock, you're good.
They not. They did not.
Oh, they did not?
Very, very
very scary.
Oh, shit.
No, it's a teacher.
Oh,
it's not. What?
it's Mr. Craig. There's a man out there.
Runs on the beach. There's like a music in the background.
Go.
Capable of driving, so I just
First step. Make a quotient on the right. Then we're going to introduce. What are we introducing? E. So we're going to take everything in base E. That's gone. That's gone. X minus 3 is equal to 7x minus 23 over x plus 1. This is just the rational stuff we did 2 units ago? 2 units ago? Finish it? Might as well. times x plus 1 on both sides. That's going to be a 1. This is going to give me x squared minus 3x minus 3. Yeah? That's 7x minus 23. Oh yeah, thank you. Minus 2x. And then let's go to move that over. Minus 7x minus 7x. That's going to give me x squared minus 9x. Plus 23 plus 23. Plus 20 equals 0. Factor this bad boy. 4 and 5? Both negatives? So x is 4 comma 5. There you go.